Millionaire sees your ex waiting at a bus stop with three boys who look like him. When he approaches. I never thought that a simple drive home would change everything I believed about my past. But that's exactly what happened on an ordinary Tuesday when I was coming back from the gym and decided to take a different route. Let me tell you who I am first. My name is Raphael, I'm 42 years old, and I'm what you'd call successful. 3 companies, penthouse apartment, imported car, international trips. Everything I always dreamed of when I was a kid living in a 2-bedroom house with my mom. But success has a price, right? And my price was never allowing myself to have a family. I always thought relationships were something that got in the way of business. Women wanting attention, demanding presents, talking about marriage and kids. That gave me terrible anxiety. So I created a rule, nothing serious, nothing that could distract me from my goal of getting rich. But there was one exception. One single time I almost broke that rule. Her name was Marina. Curly hair, smile that lit up any room, and a way of looking at me that made me feel like I was the most important person in the world. We met at a party in 2012, she was finishing her education degree and I was starting my second company. It was 8 intense months. 8 months where I thought, man, maybe I can balance love and work. She supported me, believed in my dreams, stayed up with me when I needed to work late. She was different from all the others. But then that moment came. You know when you have to choose between 2 things you want badly? I got a partnership offer that would give me the initial push for the empire I have today. But it demanded total dedication. Constant travel, weekend meetings, 0 personal life. And Marina? She started talking about moving in together, about plans for the future. I remember one night she said, Rafa, I feel like you're pulling away. Can we talk about this? I could have been honest. Could have explained my fears, my ambition, my insecurity about not being able to be a good boyfriend and an entrepreneur at the same time. But I did what I always did, I ran. I broke up with her by text. That's right, by text. I said I wasn't ready for anything serious, that I needed to focus on my career. She tried calling me about 10 times that day, but I didn't answer. Then she sent some messages asking if we couldn't talk in person, that she had something important to tell me. You want to know the truth? I deleted the messages without reading them properly. I thought it was just drama, an attempt to win me back. I blocked her from everything and went on with my life as if nothing had happened. It was the most cowardly decision I've ever made in my life. Years passed. I got rich, exactly as planned. I had other women, but nothing that lasted more than a few months. Whenever things started getting serious, I'd end it. It became my pattern. Sometimes I thought about Marina, especially when I drank too much or when I was alone at home on Sundays. I wondered how she was, if she had gotten married, if she was happy. But I never went after her. Male pride, right? Or maybe fear of discovering I had lost the best thing that ever happened to me. Then came the Tuesday that changed everything. I was coming back from the gym, listening to an investment podcast, when I decided to take America's Avenue instead of Barra de Tijuca like I always did. I don't know why, I just wanted to take a different route. That's when I saw her. At a bus stop, a woman with 3 boys. From afar, the silhouette seemed familiar. I slowed down, curious. When I got closer, the world stopped. It was her. Marina. 12 years later, still beautiful, but with that tiredness on her face that only mothers of young children know. She was crouched down, tying one of the boys' shoes. The other 2 were beside her, one of them holding a school backpack. They grew up without a father, after I raised them alone, after I worked double shifts to support 3 children. Marina, I know I messed up. I know I was a coward. But I can change, I can. Can what? Can appear in their lives and turn everything upside down? Can confuse them. Can make them get attached to you and then disappear when your priorities change again. I had no answer for that. Because she was right. I had no way to guarantee I wouldn't do the same thing again. Do they ask about their father? I needed to know. They used to. She corrected me. Especially Miguel. I always said their father was someone who couldn't be present, but who surely loved them very much. A lie I told to protect their hearts. And now? Now I don't know. She looked at the boys, who were playing again, oblivious to the conversation that was changing their lives. They're doing well, Raphael. They're happy, balanced children. They have their struggles, of course, but they're doing well. I want to be part of their lives. Do you? She stared at me. Or do you want to ease your conscience? The question caught me off guard. Was that it? Did I want to be a father or just wanted to feel less guilty? I don't know. I was honest. I just know that when I saw them, I felt something I had never felt before. And I know I messed up badly. But I wanted to have a chance. Marina was silent for a long time. Their bus arrived. Mom, are we going? Miguel shouted. Coming. She replied. Then she looked at me. Raphael, I'm going to think about what you said. But I need you to understand one thing, their lives cannot be harmed because of your guilt. If you really want to meet them, you'll have to prove it's for real. Being a father is not a game. I understand. I hope so. She took a pen from her purse and wrote her phone number on my arm. Call me in 3 days. I'll have an answer. She walked away, gathered the boys, and they got on the bus. Before getting on, Miguel looked at me again. This time he waved. I waved back. The bus left and I stood there, motionless, with Marina's phone number written on my arm and the weight of 12 years of regret in my chest. During those 3 days, I couldn't think about anything else. I canceled trips, postponed meetings, became obsessed with searching the internet about how to be a good father. I read articles, watched videos, bought books. For the first time in my life, I was studying something that had nothing to do with making money. I called Marina exactly 3 days later. I've decided. She got straight to the point. You can meet them. But with conditions. What conditions? First, slowly. Don't come wanting to be father of the year. You'll be introduced as mommy's friend and gradually, if everything goes well, they'll know the truth. Okay. Second, no expensive gifts. You won't compensate for your absence with money. They don't need to know you're a millionaire. Okay. Third, any sign that you're losing interest or that this is disrupting their lives, I'll cut contact immediately. Understood. And fourth, you're going to therapy. I won't let my children get attached to someone who hasn't resolved their own problems. I didn't expect that. But she was right. All right. Next Saturday, 2 p.m., at the park. Can you make it? I can. Raphael? Yes? Don't disappoint me again. This time it's not just about me. It's about them. I promised I wouldn't disappoint. But promises are easy to make, right? The hard part is keeping them. That Saturday was the most important day of my life. I arrived at the park 30 minutes early, nervous as if it were a first date. Which actually was exactly what it was, my first meeting with my children. When they arrived, Miguel recognized me immediately. The twins were more shy, but curious. Marina introduced me as Raphael, a friend of mommy's that you'll see sometimes. We spent the whole afternoon playing soccer, hide and seek, tag. Simple things I had never done in my life. And for the first time, I understood what people meant when they talked about money doesn't bring happiness. I was happier in those 3 hours than in years of professional success. That was 6 months ago. Today, I see my children twice a week. They still don't know I'm their father, but we're building a bond. Miguel already calls me Uncle Rafa. The twins compete to see who can knock me down first when we play fight. I started therapy, as Marina asked. I'm learning about my fears, about why I always ran from relationships, about how to be a better person. And you know what else? I'm learning that being a father isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Marina and I haven't gotten back together. Maybe we never will. But we're building a partnership, a friendship based on our children's well-being. Next month, she's going to tell them who I really am. I'm nervous, but also anxious. Because for the first time in my life, I have something worth more than money. I have a family. I don't know if they'll forgive me for the lost years. I don't know if they'll want to call me Dad. But I know I'll be here, trying to make up for lost time, one day at a time. Not every millionaire is rich where it matters most. I learned that too late. But I learned. What would you have done in my place? Would you have had the courage to face the truth? Tell me if you've ever been through something similar, because sometimes, the most important things in life are the ones we're most afraid to face.